Yeah, we in the building right here. You know what I'm saying? Outstanding.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Top
Good
of the
morning, my friend. How are you today? How are you how are you doing today?
Swell.
Wonderful.
How about
Glad to hear that. So yo, here we are. The infamous Hey with CPA Live. We were actually on time. We finished production 2 hours ago. Finished production meeting.
Yeah, you know it.
You know what I'm saying, and all that. So we here chilling today, man. So I think we got a little special activity going on today. You know,
Yeah, we hold on to
so
so
I'm more in the producer host mode today. You know,
until
agitator.
until
And now I'm telling you, I'm chilling, man. Yo,
until
I know, but I'm chilling. I'm really chilling.
never fails until.
I know it, but I'm just chilling. I'm not. I'm like, I let things go to the fourth quarter, and that's when I step in and I'll be like, all right.
You don't know what quarter you get drug into.
Yeah, I don't know neither.
In your mind, you say full quarter.
Yeah, in my mind, but it usually starts off top. Like I'm all self-critical. I'm looking at my background. Yo, my background's a little hectic today.
No, it's fine. Yeah, no, it's good. You good. You copacetic.
Yeah,
light in there.
Boxes on the floor and all that.
Open up the blinds.
Nah, man, we in the studio.
Yeah, no, you gotta go outside. Next time you gotta go outside.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get my outside on too. You know what I'm saying? So,
and of course, somebody's cutting lawns.
Of course, that's how it works.
Never fails, bro.
But you chilling with you got the Rocky Balboa hoodie on, like that's the boxing hoodie right there. You just finished doing some road work.
Yeah, pretty much.
No doubt. So we're here today, man. Look, we had a production meeting, and as our viewers and listeners may understand, that a production meeting usually has nothing to do with the show.
Pretty much. That's why we have to time it properly, right? So
yeah.
I can't call you. You can't call me too early in the morning because we done had 2-hour production.
Yeah, and we did a whole podcast that wasn't recorded.
Yeah, no doubt.
And oh wow, look at this. It's on the book. The book is saying today is my parents', I guess, 56th anniversary.
Wow. Happy anniversary. 56 years.
56 joints.
Wow.
That's serious, yo.
Man, that's a big deal.
Yeah, that's a very big deal. Very, very big deal, yo. That's a long time, man. Might I add, that's a very, very, very long time. You know what I'm saying? Yo, why somebody? I'm up here on the the Facebook is crazy. But anyway, so look, man, what's good with you, man?
So look, man, we got a guest here with us today.
Is he here? He is here. Oh,
yeah,
wow.
yeah. We trying to contribute. We trying to contribute and have some participation from the younger of us. Get some information, some knowledge. Some teachings.
You're gonna teach the old people.
Yeah, look, we all got it for those of us that remain students. We like to welcome him in, young Mr. Chris Franklin.
Yeah, there he is. There you go. There you go. You getting the air horn.
You gotta give him the clap.
I get another one real quick. Can I get another one?
Yo, we will give you the cheers and then we'll give you the horn again.
Bet.
Like that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See, I can't trigger it. I gotta work on it. I could have triggered it. But anyway, yo, we got another. Is your middle name with an H too? Just wondering.
Nah, just with a K. I got
okay.
His first initial.
I thought it was just I thought we have KHF2.
No, mine is KKL.
KKF.
Oh, KKF. Okay.
Christopher Corey.
Yeah, I got the Corey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got the major middle name.
Double K. So double KF. All right. So here we go. This was sprung on me, 15 minutes ago. So I'm just a producer. So y'all could go at it.
Well, Chris, introduce yourself, man. You know, who are you? And what do you do? What journey are you on? Introduce yourself.
All right, cool. So my name's Chris Franklin. I currently go to UNC Chapel Hill. On a full ride. I'm a pre-med student. So my major is exercise sports science with a minor in sports medicine and chemistry. And I'm currently playing JV basketball here.
Man. Yeah.
What year you in?
I'm a sophomore since it's still the summer, but I'm going to be a rising junior this fall.
Wow.
Yeah.
Goes by fast, doesn't it?
Yeah, it flew.
You still on location? You not home?
Nah, I'm still on camp taking some summer classes. I'm gonna do in 2 separate sessions on summer classes, so I'm taking 4 this summer. Yeah.
So you focused?
Yeah, I'm trying.
I'm taking 4 classes this summer.
Yeah.
And wait a minute, and like not because you like had to make up from the semester. You
just gotta take them because pre-med it's about maybe 12 extra classes that you have to take. So my core major exercise sports science, it's really only like 10 classes or maybe 11. So I could have finished by my junior year if I would have just stuffed everything. But, the pre-med adds a lot of classes on.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I'm totally feeling like an underachiever right now. So that's it.
And don't you work? You got an internship as well?
Yeah. I work at a group home, so it's called Residential Services Incorporated for older adults. I specifically work in the autism department, so Monday through Friday with older adults with autism.
What's that experience like?
A lot of patience. I've seen that my patience developed over the years, but this has kind of been the biggest test with my patience so far. And just with responsibility, having a long day of classes. I have a lab currently that's like 3 hours. So after getting up at 9:45 and then having to do a 3-hour lab and then go to work until 9 o'clock at night, it's kind of like I have to take my burdens off so that I could properly care for other people. It's a lot, but it's cool.
I mean, you could have worked at Walmart, you could have worked at McDonald's, you could have worked at Chick-fil-A, but you chose a group home. Yeah. I mean, what other than it being a part of your internship and some sort of pay as well, right? Mm-hmm. Can you kind of like elaborate maybe on the motivation behind that? Because you did say something about having patience. So is that because you have patience, or is it because you're developing other parts of you that you recognize that needs to be developed that helps you personally as well as your career journey?
Yeah, I see that I have patience, but I definitely know that could be expanded. So just seeing that side of me grow, I wanted to see that in real time. And also just a resume builder, actually seeing like real life experiences from other people's point of views. Thank God I was lucky with a father that I had where, my life wasn't too hard. In terms of me seeing how like struggles occurred, you guys definitely did y'all thing to make sure I did and had what I wanted to have. But just seeing how, less fortunate or more obstacles people have to go through, brighten, my viewpoint of the world. So it's a lot of things from life lessons to actually, my career path. I know that will look good on my resume and like build my skills, little things like giving medicine, stuff like that, so that when I, hopefully I go to get my master's one day, my doctorate, like I'll be set on track with patience, experience.
Man, okay. Uh, yeah, alrighty. I mean, like, and how old are you?
I'm 21.
Okay. I mean, I'm trying to think 21. I gotta remember the 21 for reasons other than that. I mean, that's impressive. But the things that you're saying, I think that apply because we talk a lot about business here on this
Mhm.
channel. Like primarily, like you said. So you mentioned a lot. I'm assuming it takes a lot of discipline for you to do it because you in a college campus. Like it's,
Yeah.
it's. I mean, it's. I've spent my time in Chapel Hill here and there,
Yes,
so
sir.
I know it's a college campus.
Mhm.
So how do how does your discipline play into doing that way? I mean, there's plenty of other things you could be doing. Plenty.
Yeah. I'm I'm a strong believer in learn from mistakes, and mistakes are, supposed to happen. So my freshman year, I definitely got like sucked into the aspect of college that isn't necessarily straight learning. So going out, not, doing as much homework as I need to be doing, everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I just have more of a story of finding my way rather than someone that just instantly went to college and, stuck to their guns. So um, today I'm more so, I write in a planner, I write things down on the whiteboard. I really feel like Corey Jr. now. I'm sure you've seen his office. It's whiteboard galore.
Yeah,
That's
he told me about the whiteboards in the house at the back
yeah,
door and all types of stuff.
yeah. So I got that from him, and now I'm just, I time myself, playing everything out, just do what I need to do.
Man, that's all right there. I mean, I'm taking notes on me how to be an adult. I mean, I'm like, I'm like, okay, yeah, that's good. I mean, that's you don't hear a lot of that, but I
Yeah.
mean, wow. So I mean, even though, and it's paining me, man. Hey, go to Carolina, it's all right, but I ain't mad at you, but it's just like, man, and you playing on the JV basketball, and they. So do you feel like? I mean, what I mean, man, like you just feel like you taking advantage of the experience. I know a lot of
Yeah.
people don't take advantage of college experience
Hmm.
enough.
Yeah.
This guy, like with the resources that were there. I mean, man, do you feel like that or doing all this is gonna? Well, what's your end game though? Like, what is your end game right now, career wise? What's your end game?
Currently, I want to be a sports medicine physician.
No,
Um, so that requires a lot of school,
yeah,
and my a lot of my friends told me, not even think about how long it's gonna take. But in the grand scheme of things, that's the end goal. I also want to have like time open to, take on responsibilities of the business from my dad if he wants to pass that down.
oh
You know what
boy,
I'm saying?
oh boy.
Announcement he's never heard that
I
before.
know this is. I was like, that's a news flash.
He never heard that one before. So, my middle name though, so I got to.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. That's
It's a pretty easy handoff. So that's all right. So we'll talk about business. What has he taught you about business thus far?
um I think my key takeaway, especially in recent years, is just that business is not easy,
Mm-hmm.
and that it's a slippery slope. You have to keep getting up, and you have to stay disciplined, like we talked about. But your headspace, your mental health is definitely, a big step in that. Because even myself, I didn't understand how hard it is to be a business owner.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm sure you guys can relate, like extra. But yeah, luckily I don't have to deal with that right this second.
Yeah.
But he definitely takes on a lot of burdens, and running the business is, I could tell, is very, very much difficult. So I think that's my biggest takeaway from him. Just the not even on the aspect of actually running it, just more so his attitude while running it. He just always looking for the next thing, making sure that he doesn't, get complacent.
Mm. Man, that's all right. Hey, that's what I
Yeah.
got. HFBDE, take it over. So that's. I mean, y'all talk all the time, so y'all know y'all's cadence.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but you're the interviewer, right?
Yeah, I'm the interviewer. I'm thinking
Yeah,
about. He's
you know,
answering the questions too good. I can't think of no others. I'm like, yo,
you got to give them
uh,
something heavy because I'm kind of biased over here. You know what I mean?
I
yeah.
have a question for y'all.
Okay.
Oh boy,
Oh,
here we go. Okay,
What's
go ahead.
what's the hardest part about running a business? Would you guys say?
Oh, I'll answer that quickly. I'll answer. The hardest part is if you choose to is being a leader and being selfless with it.
Hmm.
That's the hardest part. If you're gonna grow it from you doing something, you might be doing something your own. You got a little hustle, and then
Yeah.
you decide you're gonna formulate it as a business where it includes others, and even to a point where you start dealing with even before you get your own employees, dealing with your vendors, dealing with your partners. It's the leadership aspect and growing that, because most people that start businesses are really good at what they do. So for
Hmm.
instance, you become a doctor, you're going through all that that learning education to become a doctor,
Yeah.
and now you're like, oh, I want to own my own business. And even if you get an MBA, that's the scholastic point of view,
Hmm.
but dealing with people, and that's and you're getting a lot of it. I mean, sports
Yeah.
teaches a lot of that. Working with autistic adults
Hmm.
is
Yeah.
great training, because I have I mean, you have ultimate patience. So I would say it's the leadership aspect off top, without getting technical into my whole cash flow thing. But yeah, it's to me it is that. And if you don't grow in it, it's not going to work. You have to constantly grow and get beyond yourself. So that's my answer personally. Personally, Playboy. That's what I got to say. So you know, Kate.
Mm,
Oh boy, he's
mm,
winding up.
Yeah.
The difficult part about running a business,
Hmm.
there's a couple of different angles, but they all kind of lead back to self. No matter, whether you're running a business, you have employees, you're providing a product or service for clients, your network, you're building a network, you have a family, right?
Hmm.
It all comes back to self, right? So self mastery, which is the most difficult piece of it, because so for example, like most people that are in a profession or a certain skill set, employee wise, you go, you do that job. Nothing else matters except your job, right?
Yeah.
When you're in a business, you're completely open. You're naked,
Hmm.
right? So and you have to constantly dress for the weather. You're dressing for the weather, meaning different situations, circumstances that may arise, right?
Yeah.
And you have to be careful because you got a couple of different syndromes that are sink in: imposter syndrome,
Hmm.
doubt syndrome. There's the I'm pushing, I'm moving, so I think, but nothing's moving.
Yeah.
Right? Only thing that's moving is time. So time can be a benefactor, or it could be work against you, right?
Hmm.
Um, for me, it's it's an interesting journey only because of how I came up, how I was raised, what my understanding of things were. I've always been a hustler, entrepreneur at heart, per se. And so the transition from the work world to the business world wasn't it wasn't a hard transition because a lot of it was instinctive for me. But now where the work is not in the business aspect, it's in identifying the unconscious parts of what I've done naturally to bring it consciously forward. So
Hmm.
then now I'm intentional, or have to be intentional about the steps that I take, right? And
Yeah.
then realizing, you know, I'm already realizing I don't know what I don't know.
Yeah.
Period of the story. And I'm never at a destination of knowing. It's there's we keep lifting up rocks and you keep finding different levels, right?
Hmm.
Um, so that's the long and the short of my answer.
Man, it's very good though. That was
Yeah.
it's very profound. I mean,
He speaks in poetry. I promise. He,
exactly.
yeah. Yeah.
So you got to stay awake. So you can't if
Man.
you were a lecturer in school, the students would be messed up because they'd be like, I get what he's saying, but how you gonna test me on that? I don't know.
You gotta start breaking it down. That's
Yeah, you'd be like, yeah, you would be the type of teacher that don't give no test. You'd be like, yeah, you gotta write a essay on
yep.
that would be you.
Yep.
You wouldn't give no exams because you can't really, test what you say. You have
You know,
to.
it's funny because you know I know what the bottom feel like, right? I know what the bottom feel like, and when you hit the bottom and you able to still, you go, I could stand up from this. So everything I do now, I'm looking for where it bottoms out at. I'm looking for the weakest point, looking for the gap. So I try to limit my analysis by paralysis in that aspect, right? I just want to make sure I shore up certain points. So when I add weight, it can hold. And so that's another part of the journey is making sure, and those are the finite points of doing business. So a lot of people become successful in a short period of time, but then they crash and burn. Me, I want consistency, right? I've been a father, husband, 20 something years. It didn't take 5 years for this thing to do what it do, right? It took a very long time. So even if whatever I'm hoping and believing and have confidence that my legacy is going to continue to carry because of the underpinning that I've done throughout the years. You know what I mean? With the support of those that are around me, because you got to have some strong support system too. You got to have people that believe in you. You got to have people that's going to tell you the truth. That's going to provide you with different opportunities of self-reflection, self-expression, self-learning, and things like that, right? So, and then I use you for an example, Cole. I mean, Chris, sorry. You know, you're in school. So, as a father, I get to relive some things that I may have missed with you. There's a difference in raising a kid, right? Raising children for y'all, right? And now it's a difference of you guys being young adults. So I get to live through all of you guys in various ways. And you're in school, we talk pretty much every day, every night, right? And so I see your frustrations, I see your angst, I see your stresses, right? And so I send you energy, you send me energy, and then in the back of my mind, I'm like, all right, I'm definitely not out the game yet because I need to continuously you're paving your own road, but no matter what, we're still on the same road. It only encourages me and inspires me because you push so hard, you put yourself so hard, and that's outside of what me, your mother, or anybody else in the family has done for you. You have your own way of thinking, as well as your siblings, right? And so that in itself is inspiring.
Thank
You know what I mean? So again, all of that wraps up in the business. It's looking for opportunities for you to make your decisions. Like I always tell you, your journey you're on, you chose to be on that journey. We all choose the journey we're gonna be on. But there's a lot of people in the world that have circumstances that they don't have a choice.
Yeah.
And they got to deal with the stress because change is gonna happen. Either you make it or life is gonna make it for you, right? Somehow you say it all the time.
Yeah.
So you making your choice on your journey, you're gonna have some situations, obviously. That's just life. And that right there is impactful and it's inspiring as well. So I'm like, all right, well, shoot, if he could do that, I can do that. I mean, I'm not your age, but I'm gonna do what I need to do.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You keep it moving. I mean, it's you learn. I mean, it's kind of like it's a bounce off. You can learn from who you taught,
Yeah.
because now, you know, whatever Chris experienced that you didn't, you know, you could bring it back to you like this, and you like, oh, so yeah, I see this, you know what I'm saying, while still doing the guidance. And
And
you
he
know, I
got fresh
know,
dreams, right? So I'm like, wait, I didn't even think about that. Let me go.
yeah, yeah. So all the people that he experiences now, that experience has come to you.
Yep.
And so, as someone that is regularly teaching my father, uh, he drive me nuts though. But so, you know what I'm saying? He so just, you know, he OG, so it's like, you know, you like, yeah, but it's something that, and it's kind of a I mean, y'all have like a relationship that does that, because there has to be this respect level, like the parent child respect level, and then as you know, Chris get, you know, as he's an adult, it's, I tell people all the time, having an adult relationship with your parents is different. It changes,
Mhm.
and it's a change that some people don't mature to, or they mature to it. Some people never mature to it. They just are not able to have that. But
Mhm.
in order so that there's a room for you to learn, you know what I'm saying, just like with another adult, and but you know, but still understand like this your parents. So it's like, you know, where the line is without having to be told where the line is, you know.
Yeah, so I tell them all the time, we not friends.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
People
you
go,
know,
yeah, I'm friends with my kids. I'm not friends with my kids. I
nah,
put the hammer down in the moment, right? But
yeah,
we have a friendship, meaning I'm just driving the boat. You the deckhand. I
yeah,
can see where you about to mess up, but you got the freedom to move because you
yeah,
know where the levels are, right? And
yeah.
so, you know, primitive,
Well,
old school, call it what you want to call it. That's the way it goes down.
yeah, but if he's got 21 years, he knows you're not his friend.
Yeah,
See,
but,
some people, they play with their kids too much.
that's what I mean.
You know what I'm saying? They play with them too much,
Yeah,
man. So
Yeah.
yeah.
so the years of not playing allows you, so you ain't got, that's what I say, is where you don't have to keep reminding them.
I
You
don't.
know
I don't.
I'm your father. Like,
Right.
Oh
man,
no. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah,
Right.
you know, so you, that's why I say the key is that you don't have to be told all the time, like,
Mhm.
oh, I,
Well, that look, I ain't give him the look in a while neither. You know, like
I don't. I don't even want to. That awkward look. He don't even say nothing. He just stares at you.
yeah, and which must be the worst,
Yeah, it
because
got me
he's usually
contemplating life.
orating.
Yeah.
so, so when he's not orating, it's like, oh
Yeah.
man.
That's the worst one.
those silent killers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is pretty awesome. I'm enjoying this. I mean, you know, I mean, it's just, you know, because the dynamic is similar to like me and my father. So it is like, and people always say, you know, because I, the same thing is about in college where I started talking to him. Like, I talk to my father every day. So
Mhm.
and like it started about that time. In my case, it was because I mean he went to college, so he helped me a little bit. He ain't helped me that much, but we had a couple things. I had my freshman year. We had a paper. He helped me do it over the phone, and based on my grade, I see we probably both needed some more education. But that's either here or there. As I get older, but he's on here. Yeah, so it was like that. So that was the time really where it was like I called my father. I called my father instead of calling my mom. I called him
Mhm.
because he had that somewhat interesting. So it's very interesting to see it, you
Yeah.
know, happening. Like, oh yeah, y'all got the similar thing. Like it's deep, man. Like, you know, so you know, because my kid, he down in his kennel right now. So I
Yeah.
talked to him, but if he ever talks back, then I will no longer be on this platform. I will be. I'll be somewhere special away, and y'all just have a picture of me up.
AI may be able to translate for you.
Yo, if you can translate, you gonna be with me. If you
So
understand.
AI, not me. AI.
Oh, AI.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Actually, now that you bring it up, it might be able to,
Yeah.
which is scary. But
Speaking of AI, Chris,
Mhm.
let's talk about AI.
oh yeah,
Do you see AI as a threatening factor to the world?
Man, that
or do you see it as a tool that can be used to enhance?
I think everything has duality. So just like social media, or yeah, social media is a good one. It it could be a very, very, very strong tool. But it could be very threatening to how we live and how we think. And AI, I think, is gonna take that up a notch. Is as we see, like even with the funny things like a Drake song from AI or something like that, the fact that you could replicate somebody's voice so easily, and like that's scary within itself. But I know y'all know about ChatGPT probably by now.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yes.
I love it, but uh, it is helpful because certain things like I'm taking a math class this summer. So let's say my professor didn't explain something well in class. If I have a question, I can input the question in ChatGPT and it'll explain how to do it. Like that's very helpful because even times like finals, you're crunching so much to try to study that sometimes videos don't give you the concepts you need, and AI is able to actually like tell you exactly how to do it step by step. That's very helpful. Yeah. The threatening part is we're all college students, so now it's kind of like you know it's not that serious to us, but ChatGPT could write a 15-page paper for you if you need.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like our aspiring doctors are not even ChatGPT is the doctors of the future, basically. Like we're not even like grasping what is being taught because things like that is taken away. We need to learn. Currently, I don't mind it right now, but you know, uh, as it expands, it's definitely going to be threatening.
Mm, that's
So
interesting. I,
Because I
yes.
think it removes discipline. You know.
yeah,
Well, yeah, in how you use it. So
yeah,
I
Yeah.
say like this, people that are lazy thinkers, they're going to continue to be lazy.
hmm
Um, what they seek out for the AI, they're looking for replacement of thought. So, so I can think like it's a whole thing for me. So since we operate in 240 characters and 30-second or 60-second videos, people's their whole MO is short. So what a chat GPT could take someone with a very narrow thought and you could put that in one sentence and it can create the long form.
yeah,
And if your mindset is this, you're using the chat GPT to basically become your brain, to
yeah,
become your, so where the issue is that those that people that think it's a tool,
hmm
the masses that either don't want to think or whatever, I think is important is to be able to understand, if someone presents a chat GPT or within his other AI, if you don't have the analytical skills to like know when chat GPT is wrong, you know what I'm saying? Or is
yeah,
just saying is repeating the same thing over and over.
yep,
You have to have, so you still have to think. I think like Chris is saying, it has to be how vocationally it happens. Because we were just talking in our production meeting.
yeah,
Like if somebody did a chat GPT, did something AI with your father's voice, and it's something to the left, my
hmm
immediate thing was like, yo, he didn't say that. Like it, because I know, the cake is, you be like, I mean, he might have been, on some stuff,
yeah,
had like some, bad mushrooms or something. I don't know, but there's still because I have one, I've gotten to know him, so
hmm
there's a level where I'm like, that
mm,
ain't right.
yeah,
And I don't think people are doing that. They just take, if it's on the internet, if it's on social media, if it's on television, it's gospel. And
yeah,
that's where the danger of AI is because people are gullible. It's not
yeah.
the tool, it's because people are so gullible and like, oh, okay. Yeah.
It
So
is getting good though. It is getting good. I got on Twitter not too long ago, and even it's AI pictures. Like that's
yeah,
crazy.
yeah, it's sick. It's sick. I mean, it and it's good, but it's just like, well, man, how can you like any power, how do you use it for good or how do you use it for evil?
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, but it's one of them things. I mean, I'm sure the calculator was going to end people doing math. You know,
Yeah.
the telephone was going to end face-to-face conversation. You know, it was something. Now, I don't take it lightly, but I just think it's because we have this preponderance of people that just are not thinking.
Yeah.
Which is why we have a prevalence of zombie movies, because people are zombies. That's my thought. You know, that's you know, mindset of a sociology major. Not a pre-med, but yo, man, you taking a math class in the summer. I don't think I ain't hear that. Ooh, you taking a math class in the summer?
Yeah.
What math, may I ask, what math class are you taking?
It's just pre-calc, but I have to start over again, kind of, from because I took AP Calc BC in high school. That's the highest math I got to. So I basically already took pre-calc, but I didn't take it on a college level. I didn't get the college credit for it. So I got to retake all that to get back to math 231, which is calc.
Yeah, man, you take it in the summer.
So it's all stuff, and like you have a semester of I don't even know how many months from August to end of November stuffed into 5-6 weeks. So I'm doing that, and I'm doing chem lab. So
see, you on another level, man. That's but that's the evolution. see, that's the evolution. Because I went to summer school every year. But yeah, it was in my best interest to go to summer school. But yeah, I said, yeah, this is more like high school. You go every day, you know, you just gotta sit there or whatever. But I certainly was not taking calculus or pre-calculus or any of that. So, you know, I was taking organizations and management, and we were talking, I was on something else, but but see, all you pre-med. But I will tell you something though, you kind of got it good, because a lot of the pre-med students I went to school with, they flamed out. They not doctors today.
Yeah, a lot of people. I think I came in with at least over 20 of my friends doing pre-med. A lot of them are not pre-med anymore. And it's understandable. It's like, I think, you know, I've had conversation with my dad about it last year, especially. It's kind of an ego thing. Also, you feel like, especially the institution I'm at UNC, so everybody at UNC is smart, regardless of how their GPA reflects it. Like everyone here pretty much had a 3.5 to a 4.0 in high school. You come in wanting to be pre-med, and whether it's because of life or just because of how, you know, it's taught, you know, it's a weed out class. So a lot of people struggle with changing their majors until it's too late. So me, I'm trying to just stick it out, you know, doing what I need to do. But UNC is different, man, because science, you have to learn it yourself and then go to class and they review it, but they're not really reviewing anything. You're basically teaching yourself the whole curriculum. So
they're not sitting down teaching you, and then you go home and do the homework. And you gotta come to class knowing what they talking about. Otherwise, you lost.
Class, you go home, you watch some videos, you do the homework, and then you go to class, and then it's just repeated.
But that's making you absorb it, and so it's not like you just regurgitating what someone lectured to you. So
this is where the ChatGPT come in, because if you don't know it and you don't feel like spending that 2.5 hours learning it to the point where you can explain it, then you ChatGPT and then you don't know it at
all. So that's that's true. Yeah, that's serious, man. That's all right there though, man. Because you going through, but I mean you have now your major is declared. You've declared.
I've declared my major. I'm trying to work so that I graduate with honors in my major. So I'm probably gonna have to work, write a thesis and stuff. I've been working in research labs. I was gonna work in one this summer, but my professor, she's doing a MBA combine like trip somewhere where she's working there doing like statistics and, you know, a bunch of stuff with them. But I'm gonna be back working in the research lab in the fall.
Wow. See how he says that though. Oh, pal, yeah, my teacher, she's working with the NBA combine, doing
I was
statistics.
I was shocked when she told me that. I was like, ooh,
Yeah, but
yeah,
it's like, I say it to say the access. He's just like,
yeah,
yeah, she's working the NBA combine.
yeah. That's the biggest thing I actually went through going into college because I'm sure Dad at least knew it at the time. I didn't want to apply to like schools like Morehouse, and I
Mm-hmm.
got a lot of like feedback, I'll say, on my mindsets with that. Someone from Morehouse ended up calling to my high school because I did a summer program there,
Mm-hmm.
and they were just asking why I didn't apply, and that started a whole conversation with me and my college counselor. And I was just like, PWIs have so much access, like easy access to research, or
Mm-hmm.
like to opportunities, and like to people that know what they're talking about or what they're doing. And
Uh-huh.
it's like, um, my dream school was actually Duke.
Yeah, I
Um,
heard. Yeah,
yeah,
but the
so
money
I
was too.
switched sides completely.
I know, man. It's such a thin line,
Yeah,
but it's all right though.
but my dream school was Duke because I dreamt of having the opportunities that PWI offers while also being 2 minutes away from HBCU like Central.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
and luckily, I'm still in that area where I could visit other HBCUs. But um, yeah, HBCUs they're so beautiful in its aura, and how they're supposed to be funded and everything like that. But they're sadly on the decline because of funding and
yeah,
because of little things. So hopefully they could pick that back up.
yeah, yeah. That's it. Oh, man, you touched the third rail. I was like, oh, I was like, yo, yeah. I'm checking the viewers to make sure he's still on here. I was like, yo, my man thought that he touched the third rail for real. I was like, where's he going? Where's he going? I was like, whoa, yo, but it's a case. I mean, I get it because my father, he went to HBCU. I mean,
Yeah.
I by his age, you can almost tell that, but he went to Virginia State, and I
Mhm.
remember when I was applying. I mean, he basically was like, yeah, yeah, nah. He was like, yo, he didn't point me towards anyone, but and obviously he loves his school, whatever. But
Mhm.
he told me, I mean, one of the things, and I was hard headed. So it was the '90s. I was hard headed, man. I couldn't stand. I got to school. I couldn't stand. I mean, I'm from Queens. And I go here, and when you live in New York, your exposure to the outside is very narrow.
Mhm.
That's especially then because the whole world you didn't have to know about anywhere else because
Mhm.
everything happened there. So
Yeah.
I didn't learn. So I appreciate Duke way more now than when I
Mhm.
went there or whatever and understand. And that's why I say you're taking advantage because I was just talking to a pal of mine the other day, one of my dudes. We were like, man, we underutilized the resources there so much. Like that school, we literally probably could have just been like, hey, we want to do this. And they would have found because it's
Yeah.
small, it's so small
Mhm.
that we could have literally been like, yeah, we want to do this. And they would either found a way or found an alumni or somebody to do
Yeah.
that.
Mhm.
But all jokes aside, I mean UNC has that same type of you have that many more people
Yeah.
and
A lot of
it
people.
has that same type of camaraderie nationwide. And that's
Yeah.
the good thing. You know what I'm saying? UNC's the nationwide brand. We're global. But I mean, y'all nationwide. So it's but it's important. That's that. So you brought up something, boy. Yeah, I mean, I don't know I mean, you would go to Central, you'd be all right. They'd be all right.
I would love to go to HBCU actually,
Yeah.
and a big part of me wishes I did,
Mm-hmm.
but I mean, this is where I ended up. This is where I got funded to go,
Yeah,
and
that's the big answer right there. You got
that
fun.
money, man, I was jumping towards it.
Yeah, I mean, look, I can't. Yeah, because I one of my other boys would do his son. He's in your class actually,
Mhm.
and I think he's in the pharmacy program, and
Yeah,
they gave him the bread.
man.
Both his parents went to Duke.
Oh yeah, you
So,
gotta go there. You gotta
yeah,
go.
like,
Yeah,
hey, bro, you know, I mean, because we all gotta live first. So it's
yeah,
that stuff is some people take it real seriously,
yeah.
but But it ain't that serious. So nah, that's good. I mean, I'm enriched by this conversation. I must say, I'm enriched here. This is impressive, man. So I
Yeah.
mean, BDE, KHF, BDP, man. What was that BDE? You changed it on me. Yeah, you was tired of people asking if you do KRS, man. So I'm saying,
K1.
yeah. So I mean, what else do we have? I mean, this is. I
I
mean,
have a question for y'all.
that's what I'm talking about. Fire
So,
away.
I know I have a lot of parts of the year where it gets frustrating, or I know it's going to be super hectic this specific time of the year. Example would be finals. Um, I know how I handle it, and I know how I could handle it better. Do y'all have any aspects in y'all's business where it's like I know this is about to be a crazy time of the year? Um, and how do y'all plan on doing better in that regard, or what could you ask from other people to help y'all selves?
Yo, man, did you feed him that question, man? You fed that question for me,
Nah.
man. Yo, man, I think you fed him that question, man.
I'm telling you, I don't got nothing to do with this conversation.
Yo, man,
All I said,
this is a tailor-made question.
I said, you want to be on, or
He was like, yeah. Oh my gosh, Hattie. Okay. Yes. Yes. And it's been a struggle. I mean, it's as we grow, it becomes year round. It used to be seasonal, but it's year round. And that's one of the things because we do in a tax world, we have a calendar. Yeah, and it's there. How to deal with it? Well, in the
you want
beginning,
me to answer that, before, and then you can pick up
yeah,
on it?
you got to answer because
This is how we deal with it. We get on our rant. Me and him, or whoever is in our network, because we have a network of folk.
Yeah.
But let's just say within the organization and the initiatives we have, we peel it back. So remember what I said earlier. We look for the bottom, the cause.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So you got the top level, which is the rant. Who you think you talking to? I don't understand. Blah blah blah. Right? So we got and then we go down. We make our way down to the bottom. We follow the cookie trail, right? And then we tap into um, receipts.
Mm-hmm.
Then we tap into situation. Then we tap into oneself. We tap into leadership. We tap into individuals. We tap into who's around us that we may need to coach, train, have a team call, whatever it is, hire, fire. We get all the way down to the bottom, make sure that bottom is secure, because then we can rise back up, and now we know how to deal with it. Now that's a very vague statement I just made, because our conversations get very, very thick and heated, and we're not at each other. We're just dealing with
the external
the scopes of what being in business is, right?
Yeah.
And so having people to lean on that understand you, that support you, that can help you is a really big thing to have, right?
Yeah.
If you look at some of our other episodes, you'll see me waving the flag. And that's good. He ready to go in, right?
Yeah. So yeah. I could build it.
I yield back now.
Yeah, you yield back your time. I wasn't even. You took it somewhere else. I was, but you led me into my answer. The way to deal with it, I think, we try to tend to stick to process.
Mm-hmm.
So there's emotion in everything, and we let the emotion fly. I say for me, they know, like I behind the scenes, like I'm ridiculous. I tell them all the time. I say, I'm glad I have y'all because I can just be me in the back in my little hut and just talk crazy and be, I'm not feeling today, this, and that. And but I know what needs to be done. And so I try to, just let the emotions be there and get over them. And it has a lot to do with emotional intelligence. Because you constantly going to be facing things. stress. Stress is normalized in our society now. Is normal. I'm a victim of that. I stay stressed, so I don't know what it is not to be stressed. So I can't tell somebody, "Oh, I'm stressed out," because I'm always stressed, and not the not the healthiest thing, And that's something I'm trying to start working on. But it's process and getting back to, I would say, staying on your center. Um, people don't have centers, and whatever your center is, whether it's your family, your faith, your belief in yourself,
Mhm.
you always got to come back to that, because the world will make you feel like you failed, or they'll make you feel like you're not good enough, or yeah, you did good, but and all that, and or this is the most important test of your, everything is so heightened up
Yeah.
that you get away from, but our pre-production podcast. I mean, you get away from the value of life, and
Mhm.
you're like, yo, you sometimes you gotta sit back and be like, I'm okay, and I'm gonna be okay. And our business, I tell people all the time, I say there's nothing that we do. Now this is gonna be a little different for you, but for us, we don't have anything that involves the morgue, hospital, blood, any of that. There's nothing we doing. So anything that's an emergency ain't but so much of an emergency. Right. So it just ain't
Yeah.
like you. So it's having that perspective that when all this stuff does, and try not to absorb the
Yeah.
energy from other
Mhm.
people. They coming like that, There's somebody, and so that's why I say it goes back to the center. That's how we, now there's a lot of parody around it, in the way we I'll say for myself, I don't the way I get back to the center is a little off the hook. I gotta go just be off the hook. But inside, even when I'm ranting or raving or going, what I always tell everybody is that I try to learn from it. So if we get something from like a client that I don't agree with, look how I said that, client that I don't agree with, I listen to I'm listening to what they're saying,
Mhm.
but I might be reacting like, yo, like all this extra, but I'm listening to what they're saying. So I'm saying that, well, how do we, I don't want to hear this again. I might say, I don't want to hear this
Yeah.
no more, but I'm listening to it I'm
Constructive.
challenging. Yeah, I'm saying, well, how do we get to the point that we don't hear this no more? It's
Yeah.
not so much like, yo, they need to be quiet. Like that is more like, okay, yeah, yeah. So it's the way, and we did, and that's kind of the culture around. And we've
Yeah.
actually had to take the last year, and I had to chill up, because then I was starting to hear some of the stuff I was saying coming back to me. I'm like, yo, easy, easy, yo. I'm like, no, like they ready to go to war. I'm like, no, it's not that serious. So it's a real, but I think the short is the answer emotional intelligence, which is probably more prevalent now. For people your age range, is something to really study.
Mhm.
And how, because I dang emotions, and heck, you even have any emotions, emotional intelligence. Like, ain't nobody care about your emotions. Like
Yeah.
that's, but world's more complicated, it's evolved. So I
Mhm.
think a lot of that, it goes to emotional intelligence, is saying, all right, so you have to, you can even take it how you match your intelligence with your emotions, because you're gonna be emotional. I mean,
Mhm.
yeah, who wants to be around someone that's not emotional?
Yeah.
That's not realistically, but you have to blend the two. But that's how we deal. But if you hear the behind the scenes, it's pretty hilarious. I mean, it's yeah, it's out of control. It gets out of control, but
It's a
we
balance.
make it somehow.
Alpha and Omega. You gotta use a balance between alpha and omega. Animal and spirit, right?
Mhm.
Yeah,
'Cause at the end of the day, once your emotion cease, your logic kicks back in and you're like,
Yeah.
right?
yeah.
So but the more you can limit, the quicker you can limit that rise of emotion. That's where that
Mm,
intelligence.
that's just,
Mhm.
and that's why you don't press send immediately.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
don't press send.
10 times cut once, right? And you're
Yeah.
like, um, yeah.
Yeah.
Is it a specific like business industry that is easier to work with, or it's just all kind of the same in the regard of how you
Is
got?
it
take care of.
Well, every business is different, but there's fundamentals. There's 7 stages of business.
Yeah.
No business gets away from those stages, right?
Mhm.
And every business is different. You got obviously you have different industry, medical, the tax and accounting. You got restaurants. You got apparel. You got retail. Every business is this, so people enjoy it. But at what level do you enjoy it, right? So if you look at big corporations, they bring in CEOs. They hire and fire them like pastors and priests in churches, right?
Mhm.
You're only as good as your level of growth and profit, right? Down to the mom and pops. Now, when you're a mom and pop, you might be a technician. Remember the book I shared with you, E-Myth by New. It talks about being a technician. You're good at what you do as a technician. That's the enjoyment part for most people. The operational aspect, a lot of people have difficulties in, especially for those of us that haven't been taught any type of business stuff, anything about money, anything about investment, anything about profit. What is a profit center, right? Like, you hear that, you're like, what's a profit center? There's actually a thing in your business that focuses on profit, but it's not just profit. There's other things behind that the profit becomes the outcome. So all of it is complicated, man. And technology now even makes it a little more complicated because it kind of desensitizes your senses in a sense, right? When people log in, oh, I'm not comfortable with technology. Yeah, but you could pick up a phone and do whatever.
Yeah.
Right? And so you're going to cause people that are comfortable with, not utilizing certain technologies, and it takes them a long way, which commits to failure.
Yeah.
Then they don't have a plan. They don't have financials. They don't know how to do a loan. They don't know how to ask for a loan. They don't know how to talk to the bankers. They don't know how to, grow this certain aspect. So, there's a lot to it. And people management.
Yeah.
You got people working from home. I mean, it's about trust and self reliance. And is that person, do we have to babysit them, micromanage them, right? Or motivated, right? So there's a lot of factors that play that is, I call it the carbon monoxide of business. That's different, right?
That's different. Well, yeah. And so, and if you may not have seen the streams, but now I'm going to do. So now here's my interpretation. Yeah, they all hard because you got to deal with people.
Yeah.
Every business and everything we do in this world as human beings, we deal with people, and that makes it very difficult because if you don't know how to handle people, you can't get nothing done.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So say I'm not as eloquent as HF BDE. I'm an accountant, so I'm not talking, but my whole philosophy is that, what I've learned in business is like, wow, it's all about people. People buy, people work, people sell. It's all people. So how do you manage your relationship with people is how it makes it more successful, but easier. No.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
well, you know what? I see. I speak a little different only because
you want another level. That's why.
Well, no, I mean, you know what?
Yeah.
And maybe Chris, you could kind of tell me if I'm in the right place or not. But it's about the relationship I have with myself that dictates my relationship with people. If you on one, I'm gonna leave you where you at because I don't want to be on. But if I get on one, right, or if I can help, or I can, so I always look inside. Because that's where it lies, right? So, but yeah, James is right. It all boils down to people. Anytime you turn around, you go to the store, who's checking you out? People. You make a phone call behind the computer, who you talking to? People, right? You're going to work. Now we talk to each other. People, it is definitely people. So you got sociology of it, psychology of it, emotional intelligence of it. I mean, it's all of these things, right?
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I'm saying what you answered was, it was very important because it's like, how do you deal with the people like that? So it was just like the halo around it is that, man, everything, every transaction involves a person.
Yeah,
It's to for now until the robots start managing
taking
stuff.
over.
Yeah, but in which that's not even a joke now, because I mean it's like it's going down, that the
Yeah,
machine learning and the AI, like it's going to be a part as you start your professional career. Like it's going to be in effect. Like it's
yeah,
going to really be in effect. Like,
yeah.
you know, because they playing around with the humanoid robots. Apparently Elon Musk like making girlfriend robots or something. Like
Yeah.
for real.
Mhm.
Like this dude's bugging, man. like and not to keep it like that emulates human cycles.
Mhm.
It has a timer in there that emulates a human woman's cycle.
Yeah, but he can shut off the back talk though.
Now, yo, see there, you a third rail. What are you doing? What are you two? Like, yo, what you say?
But it'll, I mean, eventually work for both species, right?
Yeah, well, they gonna do both. But I'm just saying the concept of doing it is ridiculous. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like it's ridiculous. Like it's like wow. So now what you gonna be able to just like go pick your partner? Like you go to the store, like you go and buy a
Yeah.
moped or something?
Yeah.
Like, I want that edition there, and these are the modifications I want. Word. That's how it's going down. Yo, like this.
We'll have a year, make, and model.
Yeah, like what the heck is this?
Mhm.
Yo, like what huh? Like, oh man, that's science fiction. But I mean, whatever, dude. I just like, yo,
Conversation's going.
yeah, it's going real left. That's why we about to get up out of here, because I don't know, you two, man, y'all like hit the third rail and get hyped. Like this one here, yo, me. Oh man, but look, hey, that's all I got, man. It's been a pleasure to just be a fly on the wall of the great conversations I hear y'all have. It's like, I'm just here. I just put my little 1 2 1 2 in there to keep it moving. But any last words from either of you?
I just appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for having me.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, sir.
We'll have you back on. Maybe we'll have you back on in a suited up position and leading some of these initiatives and conversations, because it's
Yes, sir.
possible. And maybe we can tap into what we want to do is synergize, because being a person, being an individual, having goals and dreams and being on a journey, whether you apply it to work or whether you apply it to business, they still share the fundamentals and principles, right?
Yeah.
Of being oneself and being a leader, right? So we want to continue to use, and kind of elaborate and extend to the world off of the youth, because the older we get, the more relaxed we get, right?
Yeah.
More tired.
Yeah, more tired, and you overlook things. But in today's world, you guys have a different energy, you have a different drive, you have a different purview. So it's important. If you're not talking to young people and or older people,
Yeah.
in between, you lost in the sauce, right? So we look forward for you to come back and continuously share your journey and your growth with us.
Yep.
Yes, sir. I appreciate
Keep
y'all.
up the good work.
Yeah, try and get like y'all. I got you.
Oh, you think you going to surpass that?
Yeah,
So, don't worry about that. Your current trajectory, you all right. Don't worry about that. So, well, good, man. So yeah, go back to, go and look at pre-calculus or whatever you do on, whatever you got going on.
About to get in the gym soon, man. About to get in the gym.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, that too. Yeah. So yeah, you go ahead and do that. And we out of here. Another 2 weeks. I guess I need to do an episode of Q&A next week to drop with y'all and all that. So we thank you for tuning in. And don't forget, send in your comments. Put your comments in the videos. We look at them if we have to answer. And please go to the YouTube. We on a YouTube subscription campaign. Go to the YouTube channel. I know you might be watching on LinkedIn or Facebook or Twitter or wherever I was able to get this broadcast today, but we really need you to go to the YouTube channel and subscribe, because that's where we're going to have this further content is going to be housed there. So we want you to go there and hit the notification button, like everybody else says. Hit the notification button so you're alerted when something new. Yeah, subscribe and hit the notification button so that you know when we have new content dropping. So thank you once again. Enjoy your Saturday. The weather is beautiful here in North Carolina today, so we're gonna go enjoy it, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks. Chug up deuce. Know what it is. Later.